Hello guys, another arena match here, Sago versus Predator this time. Of course the map is Rohan and we haven't watched an arena match for a long time, but this time the players are very good and I think the match is really worth seeing. This time Predator is Goblins and Sago is Mordor. Sago is starting with one barrack and one farm. Of course the initial resources are 1k, so I think I'm a little surprised that Sago started with one barrack and one farm. We usually have seen people starting with two barracks when they are Mordor in 1k. And as you can see here, Sago is capturing that outpost in order to see any troops coming in, that ruined tower, in order to see if any troops by Predator will come by from there. And that's interesting. Sago is starting with the first unit to be some archers. Maybe this is why he chose not to recruit two orc pits and spam some units. Maybe because he saw that Predator used the bats and he knew he was going to need some archers to protect his base. Predator is has made a barrack and he has already a second one. He only has one farm for now. And Sago is making a forward barrack in order to be able to spam troops better. But Predator will see it now that he has captured that ruined tower himself with his builder. And Predator is spamming lots of units right now. Let's see how Sago will react. I think Goblins is a very good race to play against Mordor, especially in 1k. And I think Predator will go to capture those two outposts here that are on his side, and perhaps he will destroy that third one, or maybe he will try to capture it, since he knows that Sago will take some time before he will be able to capture it himself with that cave troll being around here. It's a very smart move by Predator. And here we have our first fight, Orc Warriors versus Goblins. Of course the Orc Warriors are a lot stronger than Goblins, and now Sago is trying an attack against the Predator's base with two units of Orc Warriors. Predator only has one unit for now, and Sago is using his Eye of Sauron. Predator still hasn't recharged his cave bats in order to lower their leadership, but he has made one Spiderling hole expansion to protect his base, and yes, he will defend it a lot better with this fortress upgrade. But Sago is spamming lots of units. Predator hasn't destroyed this orc pit right here that Sago has made, so Predator will find it hard to defend his base now that Sago is spamming a lot closer to his fortress. But remember, Predator now has two outposts in his possession, and he will soon have the third one as well, so Predator will have a lot of resources. And yes, Sago did manage to take down one of Predator's outposts. Of course, Sago will not know that Predator has captured that third one on his side anytime soon. And I think Predator, yes, will need a spider pit and some spider riders in order to be able to defend against Sago's spam. And now Predator is capturing that fourth outpost. Very nice play by Predator. He is moving his troops very well for defending his base and capturing some of those outposts at the same time. Predator will need those Goblin warriors back to defend his buildings near his base. And right now we are watching an excellent spam by Sago with only 2 orc pits. He is generating many orc warriors and he is spamming very good. As you see here, he did took a good position on Predator's barracks and he did take it down. But Predator is making some Spider Riders. He already has his first unit and the second one is on the way. I think Sago will need some heroes very soon since his orc spam is no longer good against Predator Spider Riders. Sago will need some heroes very soon in order to level them up fast and be able to counter against a larger force of Spider Riders. Yes, here he is. Sago's first Nazgul, and he will send it right away to those wargs in order to kill them and level up, reach level 2 to have the Dread Visage and lower Predator's leadership, which he will soon have. I think Predator needs to move his Spider Riders right away into this area that Sago has made. He has 3 farms here and 1 orc pit. Predator will need to move his Spider Riders soon to destroy those buildings over there in order to prevent Sago from making more orcs, which will eventually be dangerous against Predator's barrack and spider pit. As you see here, they had no trouble taking down one of Predator's farms and they nearly killed one of his builders, but he did save him in the end. And now Sago has taken under his control 2 out of 4 outposts and he is destroying the 3rd one. The 4th one is still under the possession of Predator, and this is what I was telling you at the beginning of the game. This was a very smart move by Predator since he did capture this outpost and is under his possession for like 4 or 5 minutes we are playing so far. So those are many resources, a lot of resources that Predator did gain. If I was in his position, maybe I would have chosen to destroy it, but since he knew that this cave troll was around and that Sago wouldn't send any units soon to capture it before he recruited his first hero, this was a very nice play by Predator. He did capture it and gain himself a lot of resources. And right now Predator is recruiting a lot more Spider Riders. As you can see here, he is sending his goblins to harass Sago and destroy some of the buildings in his base. I think he will need to capture that outpost on his side. And right now Predator is targeting Sago's barracks. He will take down one of them and perhaps a second one if he uses his skills. He still hasn't chosen any of them. Maybe he is saving for the scavenger to get extra resources, but now Sago does have a 3rd hero. He already has 2 Nazgul and now he has Mouth of Sauron as well. So Predator will need a very large force of Spider Riders switched on Arrow to kill those heroes, and I think 5 units will do the job. He continues to make a lot more Spider Riders. Of course, he will need to play solo with Spider Riders. And now that we are going to late game, I think Predator obviously has an advantage. I mean, it's very hard to play with Mordor against Goblins in late game. Actually, this is middle game, so maybe in late game, if you have many attack trolls and many leveled up heroes, it is easier, but definitely at this point of the game, Predator has a major advantage with his Spider Riders. And right now I'm not sure why he has drawn back his entire army to near Sago's base, and he has left his base undefended. He only has 2 Goblin Warriors, which I'm not sure if they will be able to hold back those 2 units of Orc Warriors and Sago's heroes. I think Sago will definitely take down his Goblin Cave and perhaps his Spider Pit, which will definitely slow down Predator a lot. But here maybe this was Predator's plan to attack his base, but no, he doesn't. Yes, he is switching right now, and he will attack his barracks. But as you can see, Sago here is going to take down Predator's Spider Pit. And in the meantime, Predator has destroyed most of the buildings in Sago's middle ground. Sago now only has 1 barrack, 1 Orc Pit. So Predator will need a new Spider Pit now, and of course he will need it very close to his fort in order to be protected by his Spider Hole expansions. Predator also needs to switch his Spider Riders on Arrow. And let's check out the powers that each player has chosen. Yes, Predator has chosen the Scavenger. Of course, it is a very important power when you are playing with goblins. And Sago has chosen the Tainted Land, but he doesn't have more power points. Maybe he will choose the War Chant, or perhaps he will save it for the 10 power point, which increases your farm's output. I'm not sure how it is called. And Sago is also saving some money, perhaps to get a Nazgul or maybe the Witch King against Predator's Spider Riders. The Witch King is probably the best hero against a lot of Spider Riders and a lot of Rohirrim. So if your opponent is goblins or men and you know he is going to play with a lot of cavalry units, the Witch King is an absolutely important hero, but he does cost 5,000. He is very expensive, so perhaps it doesn't worth for Sago to make him now. But Sago does have a combination of units here. He does have some spearmen along with his Orc Warriors and his heroes. And the Predator will find it a lot harder now to defend against Sago. Of course, he is targeting his spearmen first. I'm not sure. I thought he was going to kill to try and kill his Nazgul first in order to not have the Dread Visage on him. Yes, and yes, he does targets his Nazguls first, and he is killing Sago's spearmen with his Drogoth. Drogoth, of course, is a very powerful hero, and he does cost lots of money, but Sago's Mouth of Sauron is level 7 and he will be level 10 pretty soon, so perhaps making Drogoth is not the best move right now. I'm not sure how much damage he can cause to Sago with Drogoth. And Predator will definitely need War Chant for his Spider Riders. And as you can see, he is attacking Sago's base in the perimeter of Sago's base with his Drogoth to keep him safe. As you can see, Mouth of Sauron is level 8 and Sago is rushing his hero in order to level him up faster, as he knows he will definitely going to need him against Predator's Drogoth. And Sago has just made his Witch King. Of course, this hero changes everything right now. The Witch King can kill an enormous amount of enemy units when they are concentrated in a small area. So besides killing units, he also levels up very fast, and he himself has the Dread Visage at level 2. So it's almost impossible to kill him. Look at that. All those units by Predator were killed by only one hit by the Witch King, and now nearly all of them by his second hit. This is what I was telling you about the Witch King. I think Predator is definitely going to need to use Drogoth's Fireball in order to knock down Mouth of Sauron and make him not be able to run. And look at how aggressive Sago is playing with his Witch King. He is sending him right into Predator's base. And right now, I think Predator forgot to draw back Drogoth, and he lost him by Sago's expansion towers in his fortress. Obviously a big mistake for Predator. And look at how many units the Witch King kills with his hits. It's almost impossible for Predator to defend. He is definitely going to need a mixed army of goblins and spider riders on the back. Half trolls are probably the worst choice to play with when you are playing against the Witch King. And Predator is trying desperately to kill the Witch King. He might succeed, since he does have 2 more units of Spider Riders. He's definitely going to need his War Chant for his Spider Riders. With those couple of hits, he perhaps could have taken down Sago's Witch King, but now he manages to save him, and besides that, he has a second Fell Beast. I don't think that Predator has a lot of money right now. And perhaps he has spent them on recruiting Drogoth again. So as we reach late game, you can see how more powerful Mordor becomes. I do believe that Mordor is probably the best race to play in late game, maybe except men. But definitely Mordor is one of the best races to play in late game, and you can see how much powerful it becomes with each heroes, and Sago still hasn't used any attack trolls, but he will pretty soon, I am sure. And along with some attack trolls, maybe some catapults and some spearmen, and of course your heroes, Mordor becomes a very powerful army, and along with your fortress upgrades, it is nearly impossible for your opponent to attack your base. Sago now has his third Felbeast, and I think he is planning an attack on Predator's fortress, since those two Felbeasts along with the Witch King, yes, he has switched him on the bird again. So those three Felbeasts with pretty much 3 hits can destroy half your fortress health, and maybe if they have time and attack one more time, they will take it down if it is not upgraded, and the Predator hasn't upgraded his fort yet, and he does have some Spider Riders to provide protection for his fortress, but I'm not sure if he will have a chance to defend. Let's see, Sago is attacking right now, but he is using his Felbeast on Predator's units, so he nearly lost one. He hasn't lost it yet, but he will soon enough. And yes, he is attacking Predator's fortress. Look at that, with only 3 hits, Predator has lost a lot of damage in his fort. He has nearly killed the second Felbeast, but the Witch King is still alive. And wow, excellent save by Sago. He did manage to save his second Felbeast. And now Predator is without fort. I'm not sure how much money he has. He does have 4,000, so he might be able to get back into the game, but obviously Sago has a great advantage here. And I also think that Sago will have lots of money to spend right now, and he will make some attack trolls to make sure that he will destroy any buildings left by Predator. And Predator definitely needs to focus on the Witch King right now. And Sago will lose the Witch King, but he did cause some damage to Predator's buildings, and I'm not sure, but Predator was making a fortress and he did cancel it, I think, to get back his resources. Oh no, somehow Sago managed to destroy Predator's fortress. Oh no, he is making another fortress now. Yes, he did cancel it in order to get his resources back, and then when he was sure that Sago wouldn't bring any troops to attack him, he is remaking it now. I do believe that this game will be over soon. Very nice play by Sago. Like I told you, it's very hard to win with Mordor against goblins, especially until middle game, and Predator did put a lot of pressure on him during early and mid game, but Sago managed to survive and recruit some heroes, level them up, and then win the game only by his heroes. Very nice game and well played by Predator. But also well played by Sago. And Sago right now will want to attack Predator's fortress with his Orc warriors and of course with his Fell Beasts. He will want to take a good position on it. And I think that Sago is hunting Predator's builders in order to make sure that he will not make any building somewhere else in the map. And then he will go for his fort. So 1-0 for Sago, and we will then go for a second game and see who wins then. And here it is, guys, Sago versus Predator, game number 2 for the arena match. And this time Predator is dwarves and Sago is elves. Worst case scenario for Predator, since elves, as you can see, Predator is already writing in the chat. He knows he doesn't stand a chance against elves with dwarves. Especially in 1k, it's almost impossible to attack your opponent and defend your base at the same time, and elves have the fastest units and at the same time they have very strong archers to defend their base. So Predator will want to make a forward mine somewhere maybe on the right of Sago's fortress. And I'm not sure how, but perhaps Sago was watching Predator moving his builder on this side, and he is moving his Lorien Swordman around this side, trying to find Predator's builder and kill him. He knows, Sago knows that he must not leave Predator make any forward mines, so he is searching for his builder right now, you can see that. He is afraid that Predator will make a forward mine somewhere close to his fort and that he will attack his base constantly from that mine, uploading troops. And this is obviously good for Predator since he still hasn't had any units in his base attacking his farms and barracks. But Sago is sending his archers right now. Actually, he placed one inside the ruined tower. I'm not sure why. And now Predator is moving his builder. He is making a forward mine, and Sago doesn't have any swordmen on the back to defend his base, attack Predator's farm and destroy it. As you can see, Sago is able to see Predator's mine, but he obviously hasn't seen it yet. And now Predator is attacking most of his guardians, I think they are 3 units, and he is using rally call on them. Sago now sees that Predator is attacking him and he is drawing back all his forces to his fortress. I think he is going to need some wall hubs around his fort. And yeah, probably Sago was taken under surprise by Predator, and Predator now has a good position on Sago's fortress, and he continues to upload a bunch of troops. Predator will most definitely take down Sago's fortress. Yes, he does. Very nice play by Predator. And I think Predator right now has a very good chance against Sago. And Sago has made another barrack near the ruined tower in order to be able to protect it. And of course Predator knows that if he is going to win this match, he will definitely need some battle wagons, but I'm not sure if Sago will allow him to do so, since he will probably try to take his forge works down. So Sago is attacking Predator's base right now. He does have 2 units of swordmen and 2 units of archers. Look at how much damage the swordmen do on their own. And Predator is attacking with his fort the archers. I think he should have clicked on Sago's swordmen. And I'm not sure even if Predator will manage to take out that battle wagon. Yes, he does. Obviously a very important part of the game. And with that battle wagon he did kill most of Sago's troops. But right now Predator doesn't have any other buildings. He is making a hall of warriors, but very far from his fortress. And I'm not sure if he will be able to defend it. And you can see how much time Sago is playing without a fort, and still he continues to have the upper hand in this game. Obviously you can see that the dwarves might be very good against structures and they might help you a lot. take down your opponent's fort, but after that you can't do pretty much anything with them, especially in 1k, and especially against a strong and experienced opponent. I mean, if Sago didn't put any pressure to Predator, he would have made some battle wagons, and then it would be extremely hard for Sago to save his barracks. And Sago now is making some Rivendell Lancers. He is recruiting some cavalry in order to help him cover more ground faster. And yeah, I pretty much think that this game is over already, even though Predator has a fort and Sago doesn't have a fort. Again, it's all about the armies right here. And Sago here has a strong force and he will probably take down Predator's fortress, I'm not sure, but he will probably take it down. Yes, he will take it down, and this game is over. 2-0 for Sago, and yeah, Predator was very unfortunate in this game, being dwarves against elves, but still he did manage to take down Sago's fort. Very nice play there with his builder. He sent to make a farm right where Sago didn't expect him to make one. And yeah, well played by those guys, both of them. Again, Sago remains undefeated in our arena matches, and I will definitely show you some more games with Sago. Maybe in the future I will try to find this guy God, who we saw in the tournament, in the 1v1 tournament, and we will arrange a rematch with him and Sago. That would be a very interesting match, and yeah, that's about it guys. Thank you for watching, and more videos coming soon.